Okay, I know you've seen the hidden chat conversation between Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant and actor-comedian Michael Rapaport, unless you live under a rock, that is. But what if I told you this wasn't the only hidden chat conversation that went public? In today's video, I'll go over the Durant-Rapaport feud and some other juicy hidden conversations. Before we get started, let me tell you how you could win a PS5 and copy of NBA 2K21. Now I've got your attention, huh? All you have to do to get a chance at winning these incredible items is like the video, comment down below, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe. That's all there is to it. Then every other month we'll announce a winner. See, turning on the notification bell is a smart decision. Okay, enough about all the cool stuff you could win, let's get back to the video. As I've already stated, you've probably heard about Kevin Durant's explicit chat conversation with actor/comedian/Howard Stern show contestant guest Michael Rapaport. But if you haven't heard about it, let me tell you exactly what happened. Let's start with the two people involved in this little spat. Kevin Durant is famously known to get into these type of social media fights, so it's not a surprise he's involved in this one. Michael Rapaport is a different case altogether. He's the type who seems to go out of his way to stay relevant, and this news all broke because of Rapaport sharing his secret DMs on Twitter. It started with a tweet that Rapaport put out. The tweet said this: "I receive threats and disgusting messages daily, but never in my wildest dreams did I think @KDTrey5 would be among them. The snake himself is now threatening me, bringing up my wife and wants to fight. This is supposed to be America's sweetheart, right? Hashtag I'm the real MVP. Pretty intense stuff, right? Well, attached to the message was the screenshots of DMs from Durant. Let's go over the messages, starting with Durant. He wrote this to Rapaport: "You a b***." Durant's message was in response to this tweet by Rapaport. KD seemed deeply into his feelings with the @NBA on TNT crew after the game. Damn it, he's super sensitive about everything, don't do the interview. So you can see why Durant was upset. How would Rapaport reply to this message? Like this: just do the interview, and if you're upset about something they've said, say something. Up there looked like you were gonna cry and Rapaport isn't known to hold his tongue, especially if he feels like he's being attacked. So this response is definitely right on brand. Now comes the funny part, Durant's response. You wanna know what it is? Durant's hilarious response went like this: "I did the interview, you dickhead. Tell your baby daddy Chuck to be better at his job and frame his questions better. He gave me two options for that question, yes or no." Durant later added to his message: "I heard it all before you. Chuck doesn't need you as security, you pale pasty cum guzzling." The messages from Durant didn't stop there. He threw out an entire barrage toward Rapaport that went as follows: "I swear, I'ma spit in your face when I see your dirty ass. Bet your life on it. Meet me on West 17th tomorrow at 10. Or better yet, what's your address? 10 a.m. at Catch Steak, on the corner. Meet me there." Well, alright, let's slow down. That's a lot of fire being spit by Kevin Durant. Before we continue on, let me remind you that you could win that PS5 and copy of NBA 2K21. All you gotta do is like the video, comment down below, click the bell, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Okay, back to the Durant versus Rapaport showdown. Durant continued to type messages towards Rapaport, who stopped his messaging supposedly because he talked to his lawyer and threatened Durant for defamation of character if continued. Durant made fun of Rapaport over this, naturally, but then he wrote this, which mentioned Rapaport's wife. "Your wife mad as wasting that little bit of money on lawyers cause you can't take a joke." That's not all, he mentioned Rapaport's wife one last time. "How are you? Your wife doesn't even respect your." Now, Rapaport made a video that he shared, and he was angry over the fact Durant threatened his wife. Do you think Durant threatened his wife with those messages? I'm not sure he did. Comment down below with your opinions, I'd love to read them. The NBA fined Durant $50,000 for his heated exchange with Rapaport. Durant followed up with a tweet that basically said this type of banter between him and Rapaport was normal. This is what Durant wrote: "Me and Mike talk crazier than this on the regular, and today he's pissed. My bad, Mike, damn." Rapaport didn't quite agree with Durant on this statement. He responded with a tweet saying, "No, we don't. Don't ever threaten me again or speak on my wife ever, bald head rotten ass worm." Rapaport went on Skip Bayley's show Undisputed and was asked if he and Durant were friends. Rapaport responded by saying this: "The whole thing has been crazy. I never expected it to turn into what it turned into. It's something that I take as a learning experience, and to be honest, it's something I regret. I don't know Kevin Durant as a friend. I don't consider him as a friend. We actually met on social media. He reached out to me because he wanted to do something that I call the shame game, when people try to come into my DMs and they say mean things, when they say racially insensitive things, when they threaten me and threaten my wife, literally. I get them every day. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. Durant reached out to me because he wanted to do that. We actually did that. I met him. We were talking about doing business together. We didn't do business together. That was no problem. But that's the extent of my relationship with him. I can banter, I can trash talk, I'm good with that. I'm comfortable with that. I've made a career in the sports world and podcast world from that. But when you say you're going to spit on me, you can't wait to spit on me and let's meet up on this street because you're going to spit in my face. Then he brought up my wife. At that moment, it wasn't Durant. It was a basketball player. It was just another dude in my DMs and I was like, yo, this ain't cool. We're not friends. There is no bro code. I don't know you like that. That's not banter. That's not funny. And that's why I put it out there. Did I think it would turn into this whole thing? Absolutely not. Do I wish I had never done it? 100%, because it turned into a whole situation I didn't imagine. I didn't imagine it would grow tentacles into a race issue, which is shocking to me. I didn't realize it would grow tentacles as a possible homophobic issue. His ramifications have been public, and full transparency, I've had to deal with ramifications with my world and my business, and I gotta take that on the chin. Going forward, I have to be sharper and I have to be smarter and more mature about how I handle myself on social media. It's safe to say we won't be seeing these two dudes hanging out after the Brooklyn Nets game anytime soon. Now, not all hidden chats from NBA players have been digital. There's been some famous on-court chats between players and fans. For example, during a game against the Portland Trail Blazers in 2018, a fan yelled at LeBron, asking him where Kyrie was at. This, of course, was after Kyrie demanded to be traded from the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron appropriately responded to the fan by saying, "At your mama's house."
No, they don't forget.
Your mama's house.
Kyrie was also heckled with the same treatment. While walking to the locker room in a game against the Philadelphia Sixers in Philly, a fan screamed, "Kyrie, where's LeBron?" Kyrie responded by saying, "Suck my d."
Kyrie, where's LeBron? Suck my
Yeah, those two players definitely weren't in the mood for those fan shenanigans. But as I said earlier, these chats are often between players on the court. Steph Curry famously trash-talked Boston Celtics player Jaylen Brown. After Brown switched on to Curry with the third quarter clock running down, after some fancy dribbling and a beautiful pump fake, Curry leaned in and drilled a three-pointer as the time expired. As Brown was headed back to the bench, Curry was pointing, laughing, making talking emotions with his hand, and he said this to Brown: I own your stop talking." Brown wasn't sure why Curry trash-talked him. After the game, he said, "I didn't say anything to anybody. I don't know what that was about." Sometimes these hidden chats almost turn violent, like the innocent one between Phoenix Suns' Devin Booker and Minnesota Timberwolves' Gorgui Dieng. During a game in 2019, these two players got into a little trash talking on the court, which led to both of them getting ejected. Dieng then yelled at Booker, telling him to meet me in the tunnel. This prompted Booker to nod in agreement and run toward the back. Of course, security would ruin their reunion in the back. Sometimes these hidden chats can come from the press, like in 1990 when a Cleveland newspaper wrote an article stating how their Cavs player Craig Ello was going to ground Air Jordan. The article stated that Ello was one of the best defenders in the game and how he would make it tough for Michael Jordan in their next game. What happened in the next game, you ask? Well, comment down below if you already know. If you don't, I'll tell you. Jordan dropped a career-high 69 points while grabbing a career-high 18 rebounds. Yeah, so much for grounding Air Jordan. Now lastly, let's discuss Michael Jordan's teammate Scottie Pippen. During a game in the 1997 NBA Finals, it would have been Game 1, which was played on a Sunday. Utah Jazz great Karl Malone went to the foul line to shoot two crucial free throws with 9.2 seconds left in a tie game. As Malone was getting ready to shoot his free throws, Pippen said this to him: "The mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays." This is probably the greatest line of trash talk in NBA history, and it psyched Malone out enough to cause him to miss both free throws, which set Michael Jordan's game-winning buzzer beater. Which hidden chat was your favorite? Comment down below and let me know. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell. Remember, if you do, you could win that PS5 and copy of NBA 2K21. Until next time, Hoop fans.